Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. May Jesus Christ bless you. We're at the end of the day, and there's not actually a great deal going on YouTube at the moment. There's a bit of a quiet spell. I guess people have stuff going on. Anyway, I've had my own things going on. This is just another day trying to get as much done before winter ends, and you have to start considering pulling up and getting permits. With a fire, you most definitely want to struggle keeping it going instead of struggling to put it out. And where I'm at the moment is these things here. If you don't transfer, say you've got plenty of coals here, if you don't have plenty of coals to transfer it to your next burn pile, you just about won't get the next fire going, not even with a few litres of diesel. Just it's the season that we're in, and it's a fantastic position to be in because you don't have to worry about anything running away on you. You can keep your piles centralized and just keep stacking them up and just keep burning. Right? The only concern I personally have is with the mulch mower. Even though it is winter, when you mow the green grass, because the green grass is pretty tall here, obviously that grass starts to die, and then what you've got is just grass trails. And if that does get alight, you do have to, you have to be careful of that. But it's not going to run anywhere of any consequence. Anyway, enough of that. I just kind of figure I've had something happen today, and I think it's good enough to actually share. I'm not saying it's like a testimony, but it's a bit of a testimony because I had a bit of a moment with it. So let's call this video, if God allowed it, there's got to be a reason. Now, we'll just, don't mind me, we're just going to walk around the fire because I just got to keep an eye on it. Have you ever bought a pair of boots and you put them on and you probably get yourself a set of blisters, and honestly it took you probably a week for the things to wear themselves in, and once they're worn in though, they're sensational. So what am I trying to get at here? Sometimes for the really good things you need to be patient for them to wear themselves in. Everything being loosened up and fitting into place and getting to the point where it's just the right fit. Anyway, I've had that happen just recently with a pair of riggers boots, and they're that good that I just think I'll be sending them into the cobbler to repair them when they get broken, because when you finally find the right boots that you want to wear. Yeah, riggers boots, they're fantastic. Anyway, I had a bit of a dilemma this afternoon. So 2 weeks ago, isn't it funny, I've had fires this size going for over a fortnight now. Unbelievable though, just burnt hundreds of tons of dead wood, rotten wood. Anyway, let's get back to it. Before I started this project, I looked at the teeth of my flail mower, on my mulch mower, and I had Y blades in. And I thought to myself, I better get myself just, a few spare pairs of blades just in case a couple of them snap, all right? Now, the reason for this, we don't want to go too far out into an elongated story, but the mulch mower that I got, I purchased it brand new, and everything with it was very tight. It was like a set of new boots. Now, I went wire blades with it because, and they weren't actually a very good fit. I had to put washers between the drum body and the blades to be able to create the correct spacings so that the blades would fit, because it wasn't actually meant for Y blades to be in it. But It was like the thing was suffocating when I was using it. When you were using hammers, the hammers just couldn't cope with long grass. And where I live, you can have 3 foot long, thick, long grass that you could literally swim and drown in. And, I need to be able to create tracks through grass that long, Phalaris and kikuyu. And when it gets growing, you will have 2 foot high kikuyu. And you know what that's like when it is thick. It's suffocating stuff. So you need something to be able to get through it. And even a slasher will choke with that stuff. But wire blades on a flail mower will go straight through it and send it back to the ground. So I made the decision to go wire blades with the flail mower that I have because it was suffocating, because everything was just so damn tight when I got it. So when this job came up and it was and I'm cleaning up just the dead wood off a forest floor, I had my concerns. I was like, I'm going to break teeth, and every time you break teeth, even in it's downtime. So I thought if I get half a dozen pairs, it should see me through the job. But I still had concerns: are they going to turn up? When you order something and you're like, there's something wrong here, I bet you something's about to happen. Anyway, 11 days later, here we are. And I call up the company because I was just cleaning up some blackberry then, and I hit a stump, not a big one, but big enough to break a tooth on my flail mower. And lo and behold, I went back to my shed and that was it. I've got none left, no more spares, no more, and just one, not even a pair, just one tooth. So that left me in a conundrum, because I was thinking to myself, like, why have these teeth not turned up yet? So we're getting late on into the afternoon, and I call the company up, and the company goes through their emails and they look back to the purchase that was made on my behalf, and I didn't actually receive anything from, I didn't receive their invoice either, so nothing got, just a bit of a hole, nothing got sent to me that was supposed to be sent to me. And it turns out that the damn item that I purchased, instead of being sent to me in 1 or 2 days like it was supposed to, got sent to Western Australia, didn't it? So obviously the devil got his grubby little hands into what he deemed to be important for my situation. He thought to himself, we'll cause a situation here for this child of God, and we'll ruin his day for him. We'll ruin the job for him, right? So I had a bit of a moment with Jesus earlier on. We have some pretty heated moments. It is what it is. And it's just, a bit like, getting a proper fit with boots, because there are some things that you would like to have an extra sense of security about, because without them, you're stuffed. All right? So after sitting on the potential loss that I was going to be going through for the next week, because I didn't have these teeth to be able to use my flail mower, I was contemplating, do I just put my hammers back on? Now, I didn't think this was wise, but at the same time I was thinking to myself, look, I'd rather have the hammers and the wire blades, because the hammers make it a mulch mower, and that's what it's for, is to actually mulch up wood. It doesn't matter if it's half a foot thick, it'll just smash it to bits. So I thought, you know what, bugger it. Well, I've got nothing to lose at this point. I finished up the section that I was doing, and I thought, well, why not bring the machine up next to the fire, and because it is a bit cool, and spend the last bits of daylight swapping the hammers over on the mulch mower. Anyway, just before we get to the result, over the last fortnight, I've put a lot of hours on this mulch mower, and just like a pair of boots, everything is loosened up now. Every nut and bolt that was on that bit of equipment has become loose, and I've had to retighten and realign things. And I've got to the point now where it's completely centered, and it became completely centered with the Y blades. And yes, everything's loosened up now, and it's all self-centered. And I mean, even the gearbox had to self-center itself. The bolts that were holding it in place had loosened for some bizarre reason, other than, I guess, obviously because it wasn't self-centered, they loosened up. So everything in the machine loosened up and naturally self-centered. And over the period of the last fortnight, with all the hours that I've put onto it, it has finally balanced out, and it's running like a dime. It's beautiful. So with being caught out this afternoon with no more spare teeth, thinking that I could potentially have to pull things up for a week, I thought, well, why not just put the hammers back on the mulch mower? Anyway, lo and behold, I put them back on, and it's now a war machine. It's everything that it was supposed to be the day that I've got it. It just turns out that the wire blades that I put on it, which is good for mowing grass and small sticks, they allowed me to wear it in. You know, like a car that you need to wear in for a few thousand kilometres until it's like it runs properly. This mulch mower, being as big as it is, it needed to be worn in over a 40 to 50 hour period so that it actually functioned properly. It was like it was suffocating. It took a lot for it to loosen up and get itself centered and to fall into place and to become a good machine. But now where we're at is, after getting the hammers on it, it's even better now than with the Y blades, because it's all self-centered and it's all running properly. And these hammers, well, essentially what I've got is a 2.5 metre wide hammer, 100 horsepower, 2.5 metre wide hammer. And anything that gets into its path gets destroyed. And I don't even have to be concerned now about running over a log, because that's what it's for, is to smash up logs. Anyway, so what the enemy meant for evil, God used for my good. And what I want to pass on as a message here for any of you that may have faith issues, my issue wasn't a lack of faith. It was just, I had concerns because I'm running out of time in the season that I am in, and you need the gear when you need the gear. So I should have, how could I say coulda, shoulda, woulda? I didn't know that I was going to need the gear before I actually made the order, but I didn't realise that I was up the creek until this afternoon, when I actually came to my last spare to realise that what I had ordered still hadn't turned up. But Australia Post, cocked it up again, because that's just what they love to do, is cock up post. Collected my item and sent it to Western Australia instead of sending it to me within 2 days. But and I know, because my post has been frigged with for the last couple of years. It's all right now, but I'm telling you, I think our postal system is a bit like, the Men in Black movie, where you got the little aliens and stuff that are behind the scene. Yeah, I reckon that's what goes on in this country. I reckon demons are riddled through our postage and logistics systems. I really do. Anyway, but what they meant for evil, God went, no, is it all? You do your thing. Actually turned out for the greatest good of all. And now what I've got is something which goes over and beyond and far exceeds any expectations that I've had, to the point where it feels like it was not just like a gift horse, but like a blessing in disguise that the stuff got sent away. So all I'm trying to say here is if something stuffed up happens, God's allowed it for a reason. God will use for your good. What your enemy uses for evil, God will use it for your good. And God obviously knew that I would make the choice to go back to hammers, because over the last couple of days I've been contemplating I think I'd like to hook the hammers back up on it because I'd like to get rid of the last bits of wood off the forest floor. I'd like to mulch them back down because the last thing you need is to ride a quad bike and have a stick go up into your petrol tank or pop a tyre. So all is well that ends well, but you know, this is a part of our faith walk. Even when you think God hasn't got it right, God probably got it more right than if you think that he didn't get it right. And you've just got to be patient. But what you've got to realize is God knows how you think. God knows how you think. So if something was supposed to arrive and it hasn't arrived, that's all I want you to ask yourself. What do I potentially already have that I am not looking at right now that is probably a better solution than what I'm waiting to have turn up? Because if these things had turned up, I would have been replacing teeth every few hours. Now I've got these damn hammers on, I can smash away like, you know, the Cookie Monster and destroy everything and not have to think twice because that's what it's built for. Anyway, well, I'm going to leave it at that. Jesus loves you. May the Holy Spirit guide you. Have yourself a fantastic day. Bye for now.